Hi folks, I'm Kevin and this is Real World Natural Living. So today I just want to talk about how kind of planning a garden and planting your garden can be very similar to planning your life. And actually planting a garden can be a really great analogy for life as well. And I realize that the garden season's over.
Well, actually, I still have some carrots here in the ground that I have to get out right now because it's snowing. Not bad. Okay, I shot that last scene 5 days ago. Gardening season is definitely over in Canada.
Well, except because of my microgreen business, my growing season is never really over. But outdoor gardening is definitely finished and winter is here. So now's the time to plan your garden for next year. And there's things you need to decide what you're gonna grow. Maybe you're gonna try some new things. Maybe you're just gonna stay with the same old. You need to figure out where you're gonna plant everything. You generally don't just walk out into your garden and just grab a handful of random seeds and throw them wherever. I mean, you could do that and it might be an interesting project, but you don't really do that. You kind of plan everything out. And so we get an idea of what we want our garden to look like. And life is kind of a similar thing, right? To make anything happen or make any kind of change, you kind of need to know the desired outcome. And so maybe you want to save for a new car, you want to quit your job and start a business, make more YouTube videos, or maybe you're just going to the store. The point is, all of those things have a desired outcome. And so the very idea to do something is like a seed. I've always thought of it that way. And then once you take action towards that idea, that's like planting the seed in the garden. So many years ago, I was in a band called Tree, and we were being interviewed at the local radio station by a gentleman named Dino Dean. And he asked about the name, why we named the band Tree. So I explained that, a tree is a good analogy for a song or anything else in life. You start with one note, and that's the seed. And then next thing you know, you have a chord, and then you have a full song. And just like a tree, you start out with a branch, and then you have more branches, and pretty soon it grows into something that was totally different than that seed. Oh look, I just happen to be standing next to a clock of my band Tree that Joanna made for me. What a coincidence. Now it's true that some seeds you plant in the garden just don't grow or they don't produce the way you had expected. And life is the same way too. Every idea doesn't necessarily grow to fruition, or maybe it doesn't quite turn out the way you want it to. And so the same thing is true with garden seeds and ideas. Both of those can also produce way more than you ever thought they would. And so I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that if you want to accomplish something or you want to make some change in your life, no matter how big or small, you have to start planting some seeds. In order to do so, you have to have some idea of the desired outcome, and then you start taking small steps in that direction. It's important to remember that a seed will only be a seed unless it gets planted in the ground and gets some water and attention. Ideas are the same. They'll only be an idea unless you start taking some action towards that goal. And so the cool thing is that once you start watering those seeds and your ideas, you never know what you're going to end up with. Just like a tree, once those roots take hold and it starts branching out, it turns into something beautiful that you couldn't have even imagined. And then of course ideas can kind of come full circle too, where it kind of dies off. And that's like wintertime. And then that's when it's time to plant some new seeds. Just like here, it's winter. The fat bike is coming out soon, so I'm going to have some new fat bike videos, and I'm really going to try and step up my game a little bit with those videos and change things around a little bit. So I'm planting some new seeds for that, and I'm hoping that they work out really good. That's it for the video. Remember folks, if you like the content and you want to support the channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And remember the most important thing, folks. Take care of yourself. Oh, and if you're interested in seeing one of my fat bike videos, you can do so right around here.